Go back to a story we've been talking to you about. We are following a shooting at a Sikh temple in Oak Creek, Wisconsin. That is just outside of Milwaukee, basically suburban Milwaukee. We are told there are multiple victims. CNN's Deborah Farrick and Rob Marciano will be in Atlanta picking up our coverage. Here's what we can tell you right now, and that is the site that you are seeing. We have spoken to a nursing supervisor at a nearby hospital who has said that they were told to expect 8 to 20 victims. But at the time we spoke with that nursing supervisor, which was several minutes ago, they had yet to see anyone come in to the hospital. Now, we also know from one of our affiliates that they believe multiple people may have been shot outside the Sikh temple. Again, you are looking at tape taken previously, but today, just after word of this possible shooting took place again outside a Sikh temple in suburban Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We want to go now down to Atlanta to pick up our coverage and our Rob Marciano.
We'll continue this coverage of the breaking news just south of Milwaukee. As Candy just mentioned, there has been a shooting at a temple in the community called Oak Creek. Up to 4 people have been shot. Police on the scene there, and our affiliate WTMJ has been filling us in as to what's going on. The actual shooting itself took place at 10:40 a.m. Central Time inside the temple. The gunman at this time is still believed to be on the loose and potentially inside, potentially having hostages as well. That's according to our affiliate, the WTMJ. Jay, you are looking at some aerials. Most of this is taped. We don't want to give away any sort of police positions here, as this is still a fluid situation that we're covering just south of Milwaukee. I want to bring in Deb Farrick, who's out of our New York bureau right now, who's been following this developing story. Deb, what can you add?
What we do know is that we know that nursing supervisors at a local hospital, Columbia St. Mary's Hospital, they are on standby. They're waiting for what they believe are victims to arrive. We're hearing as many as 8 to 20 victims, but there's no word on the severity of the injuries. The police department right now not commenting until they see how this all plays out. We do know that there are a number of cruisers in the area, the SWAT team there as well. They're redirecting traffic away from that Sikh temple, which is off of what appears to be a very main highway in Oak Creek. The Sikh temple is on Howell Avenue. It's a large facility. It's a relatively new facility built about 5 years ago. An affiliate of ours, WTMJ, who's bringing us those aerials, said that at least they'd seen one person in the parking lot, others crouched behind police cars. But then, as we were listening to the feed coming in, the helicopter did pull back. But you can see there are some armed SWAT team members there on the ground as this all unfolds. Traffic stopped in and around the area. They don't know how many injuries there are, if there are any injuries, but right now we're hearing anywhere between 4 to perhaps as high as 20. Again, Rob, this is happening at about 10:40 this morning. Rob?
So at this point, do we know for sure if it was a one person or more than one person actually in the temple performing this dastardly deed, or are we just relying on police reports at this point?
Yeah, no, it's really not clear. What they're trying to do is they're trying to piece everything together. You've got the Oak Creek Police Department that's on scene. You've got the Milwaukee Sheriff's Department that is also on scene. You've got hospitals that are on standby to remove the wounded if there are any wounded. And again, we want to let everyone know that this is happening now. We don't know what the situation is inside that Sikh temple. It is a large facility, as you can see there. It was built about 5 years ago. Wisconsin has a healthy Sikh community there, and so right now the authorities on the ground, they are simply responding to see exactly what is going on, who's there. But you can see, even Rob, by the manpower that you've got on the ground, that this is a serious situation that's unfolding right now. Rob?
All right, Deb Farrick adding to our coverage there from New York as we continue to watch this story unfold. Unfortunately, there has been a shooting south of Milwaukee in the community of Oak Creek, Wisconsin, at a Sikh temple, and numerous injuries. Reports from a local hospital there saying that they do believe anywhere from 8 to 20 victims have been injured and potentially en route to that hospital. We haven't seen that. You're looking at a mixture of live aerials from our affiliate WTMJ and also some tape footage whenever we show something that might have police forces in them or SWAT teams that are certainly on the ground right now. So that's what you're watching unfold right now. As far as what's happening right now, so this happened at 10:40 Central Time, so just a couple of hours ago, and police just responding. So this is a story that's in its infancy, and what's most alarming, Deb, is that we don't have the shooter in police custody.
Right, that's exactly right. And usually what happens, and again, as you so rightly pointed out, is that the pictures that we show are delayed because it's imperative that the SWAT team, that the authorities that are on the ground, that they have an ability to mobilize around the building, an ability to cordon off the roads that need to be cordoned off. You can see there's a woods back there. What they don't want clearly is they want to minimize the number of injuries inside that building, assuming there are injuries. And again, we don't know. We don't know how many people have been injured. We're hearing reports between 4, between 8, between 20. So right now, all that information dribbling in, but they need to make sure that the gunman stays in place because it gets very difficult, very complicated once he leaves that building. Of course, if he does leave that building, then they've got to wonder, is there somebody else in there? We don't know how many people were inside, what sort of services were going on, what sort of educational programs they had in place at that time. But again, a very strong community, so we don't know also where the original call came from. We believe that it would have been from somebody inside that building, inside that facility. This is one of the major roads that runs just alongside it, and police there are just trying to make sure that they keep things going, but clearly securing that area that's around the building. Rob?
Deb, I'm just trying to get a grasp of Sikhism. It's a religion that many of our viewers probably don't know much about, and just to share this as we watch these pictures, and again, a mixture of taped footage and live aerial footage, mostly from our affiliate WTMJ, as we continue to follow this developing story where several people, anywhere from 8 to 20 at this point, believed to be injured by a gunman that opened fire within this Sikh temple earlier this morning, just a couple of hours ago, 10:40 Eastern Time. Police and SWAT teams were responding to the scene. There you see a fire engine as well, paramedics, of course, and medical personnel trying to get to these victims and get. I'm being told that our international viewers now from CNN International are joining us now. So I'd like to update them on our situation in just outside of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, across the northern tier of the U.S. We are watching a story develop right now where a shooter opened fire in a Sikh temple at 10:40 Central Time this morning. It's believed to be a lone gunman, injuring, at this point, preliminary numbers anywhere from 8 to 20 people. And the gunman itself believed to still be on the loose, maybe still inside that temple, and this happening all just a couple of hours ago. Again, Sikhism, according to their website, SIKH.org, was developed about 500 years ago, and their main belief is to seek the truth. Other than that, we'll have to get an expert on board to share with you. But at this point, we don't know why this happened. We don't know who did it. We don't know what sort of motive there was or what the trigger mechanism was for this shooting inside this temple. So as we get that information, and it'll probably come slowly this afternoon, we will share it with you. And as we do that, we'll share you the pictures that we have. There you see some police personnel, some fire department and paramedic personnel. That's taped pictures. We will not show you live footage of any sort of SWAT or police positions for obvious reasons, with the gunman still on the loose and potentially inside. We don't want him flipping on the TV and watching CNN and knowing what sort of attack or strategies may be ongoing as far as trying to take that shooter in custody, which has not happened just yet. So the gunman of this temple shooting is on the loose. Deb, can you add any more at this time? Have you got any more information?
Just to give you a size of the community in the temple there, it started back about 20 years ago with 25 families. Now there are as many as 400 families and people who belong to that temple, the Sikh temple. Again, this was a religion founded 500 years ago, 20 million people worldwide. follow the faith of service, humility, equality. This building, it's a new building. It's about 17,000 square feet, so it's a large building, and that's really the building that all those police and the sheriffs, the SWAT team, they're going to have to enter to see who is still inside, whether it be folks who were there or the gunman or gunwoman. That, again, all of this unclear, so piecing it together as it happens. We are told by an affiliate that one person was seen on the ground, but again, it's unclear how many casualties, how many injuries, how many victims, if any. This whole thing right now, authorities trying to get a grip in terms of just what is going on inside that building, Rob.
And we are trying to get a grip as well, Deb. We want to be very, very careful with our reporting of this, a fluid situation. We're trying not to speculate as to what has happened or what will happen or why it happened. And as we get some more of that information, we'll be passing it along to you. We're going to take a quick break. Rob Marciano alongside Deb Farrick and the rest of the CNN team here following breaking news out of south of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where there's been a shooting at a temple, multiple injuries, and the gunman still on the loose. We'll be right back.